Good day, everyone. Have a blessed day to you. So, first, what impact does frequent Facebook use have on the attention span of children under the age of 16? Today's generation was indeed the most digitalized class in our recent society. As we all know that most teenagers are very dependent on digital technologies, browsing different social media sites, especially on Facebook. Some of them happens to say, my parents should be proud of me because I'm addicted to Facebook, not to the drugs. They also get a point, though, but sometimes we have wondered what kind of informations they got in a daily browsing of their social media accounts. Have they learned something good or bad in it? What about the effects of their health, mental, emotional, or especially their attention span or capacity? Because thinking of different disadvantages that had happened today, we may seem to realize that we should be aware of the consequences because there seems to be direct correlation between the spikes on suicides by young people and the increase on cyberbullying amongst young people. Technology has become a crucial means for learning and education, and its use is widespread in most educational settings, especially during this time of pandemic. This has brought forward major changes in approaches to learning environment of children. However, there is a raising concern about the effects of its use on attention span of children. There are some instances that these children are most likely engage non-educational use of digital technology that leads to attention deficit or hyperactivity problems. The time spent using Facebook for non-educational purposes has the effect of distracting students from educational tasks and promoting inattention problem. Children's use of social media such as Facebook can in some cases improve their attention span and capacity. In other cases, it can be a distraction that generates attention problems. According to Lazada and Times 2017 provides some more information. Their research focus on the amount of time spent. Using Facebook, results reveal that students who report very frequent use of social media, especially Facebook, have a 10.5 probability of developing attention deficit hyperactivity disorder, or it called ADHD, a condition that interfaces with functioning or developing that is marked by an ongoing pattern of inattention and or hyperactivity, impulsivity. Some research shows that students under 16-year-old mostly agree with the setting of strict controls on the use of digital technology as well as the need to use it in engaging meaningful ways ensuring the proper non-educational use of Facebook on other social media sites that exceeds 2 hours can have the effect of decreasing children's attention span and capacity. Effective strategies to limit the capacity of digital technology to distract children can be elaborated through collaboration between students and peers. On the other hand, some children use Facebook and other social media sites into educational activities, has the effect of improving their capacity of attention and superactivity or attention span. The extent of such improvement depends on the learning approach and instruction model applied. According to EHMKE 2018, teens are expert at keeping themselves busy after school until well after bedtime. When they're not doing their homework, they're messaging, sharing, and mocking on social media. This could lead to children's behavioral changes as well. Social media has grown popularity and development over the last 2 decades for many young people. Today, social media has become an integral part of their lives. That's why we should be aware of its consequences, especially for children. As we all know that they still need a proper guidance from their elders. For a long time, experts has suspected that today's information's age has brought a change to our general attention span. So, therefore, one of the main reasons why attention spans of children under 16 years old are falling is due to the sheer amount of information that is being presented to people everywhere. Maybe because we now have so much information available to us to consume and so little time to consume it in. It has become very clearly that the size of the allotted attention time in our collective brains cannot keep up with the amount of information competing for that attention. Because of this, we're basically trained ourselves to focus on things for very short bursts of time before moving on to the next thing. In that case, there are so many highlighted effects of an increasingly digitalized lifestyle on our brains, and especially on children. So parents should guide their children carefully because they may have adopted some behaviors like cheating, lying, and plagiarism, among other social media's effects on children's attentions spans was important, but we must also consider ourselves to be aware about some disadvantages and negative effect on it. Because as of today, content is increasingly in volume, which exhausts children's attentions, and their urge for newness causes them to collectively switch between topics more regularly. That's all. Thank you.